Coming up on today's episode, good Saturday afternoon to you all, YouTube. It is 2:35 now in the PM on this beautiful, beautiful Saturday here in Seymour, Indiana. Sun is out. There's some clouds in the skies, but overall it's sunny. Temperatures in the maybe high 80s, or high 80s, high 70s, low 80s, somewhere around in there. I never do know exactly what it is because I'm usually inside, and that's the way that works. I am using the Sony HDR CX160 for this. I thought we would try it. And some of the things that I don't understand, I see a macro symbol, and I know you can't see what I'm pointing to up here, but on the screen, it sort of flashes on and off. Maybe that's when I had it close to me. I don't know. Maybe that's what it was, but seems to be okay now, I guess. I don't have my glasses on, so I can't half see. You know how that works, I think. Yeah, okay, I see it flashed on when I got a little closer to the camera. That's probably what it is, the auto macro. You can see I have my pudding hat on. I finally got a fairly good bend in the cap. I wore this like right after I got it, after doing this bend to it overnight, and it pretty much came right back out. So I've had this on there for about 2 weeks now, in that same spot, and it seems to be holding pretty good. So I like a bend in my cap. And now my daughter informed me that that's no longer the case on people who wear caps. That the straight bill is the thing now. I'm not a fashionista, as Rush used to say. Let me put this up just a hair more higher. I'm also going to turn that off because that's right over the top of that. That might be a little bit better, I think. And so I can get this over me with the center of me a little bit more. I'm just trying different things here because this is a little bit different than I'm used to. Basically because it's the long, slender type of camcorder. And, that's just the way that works, I guess. But why I'm here today on this Saturday, I just made a video, or posted a video yesterday. But the reason I'm here is I got to watching, I went to my daughter's last night, was going to have a dinner, and that did not happen. Unfortunately, I got out there. I left a little early because, for one thing, I didn't have anything else to do. And for another thing, I thought, well, I'll take my time, listen to music, take the back way, and I took my Rexing dash cam, and I could not find my regular video card for that camera, so I put in a Toshiba 64 gig card just to have something in there so I could, have it going and everything. I see things popping up all over the screen. I don't know what's going on, but battery says it's good, so I'm going to keep going. I hope it's recording. I do have it on internal memory. It was on memory card when I first tried this, so I had to switch that around. But anyway, long story short, I thought, well, I'll take the dash cam and record my long journey out there, and I was going to do something with the music because I was listening to music, and I was going to do some way, have that incorporated into it too. But anyway, long story short, as I said, got out there, and I got there probably, supper was supposed to be at 6, and I think it was probably 5:30 when I got out there. By the time I sat there in the driveway a couple of minutes, and I noticed that my phone was flashing, as it does when you have a message or a text message. And so I looked at that. It was my daughter saying that supper had been canceled. Because of her not feeling well, and my daughter-in-law Christy not feeling well. So I basically sent her a text message. I said, I'm in your driveway. And I said, you don't feel up to a visit or whatever? And I called her and asked her that. And long and short of it was she didn't. So she was, sick to her stomach, I guess. And she was in the bathroom when I texted her. So Anyway, I went ahead and turned around, came back home, and I wanted to see basically, because the camera recorded both ways, obviously, supposedly, and I wanted to see what that looked like, and I got it on the computer this morning to check it out, and turns out the didn't work. It had the files on there and everything, but they were corrupted. So that was a bad thing, and I thought, well, I've got to find that original card I bought for that. It was a 128 gigabyte SanDisk Ultra. I think Ultra high endurance or something like that. Yeah, that's what it was, high endurance. And I got to looking around that. Well, like I said, I eventually found it in the Rove camera that I bought. So I did get that installed now into the Rexine camera. So, and I've got that all set up to, I did a reformat of it because it was in the Rove. I figured it needed to be reformatted. I did that, and I'm hoping that will work. Now, then what got me going on this was I started looking at the clips from when I got these cameras, and I did a loop around the city and basically did three different three don't work too good anymore. Two works pretty good, but not three. I did basically a loop and did all three resolutions, which was WVGA, 720p, and 1080p. And when I got back and I did those in my editor, video editor, naturally I usually use 720p to render the video, so I did that. And Wesley Carr had noticed, on YouTube that the maximum resolution was 720. And that got me to wondering what was going on. Well, then I figured it out. I should have set it to 1080, and then I went back, reset it again to 1080, and redid it again. But then I got to thinking, that doesn't really give you a true representation of what each video mode looked like. In other words, when you shoot a camera in WVGA and then you go back and you put it into the video editor and render it at 1080, is that a good representation of what it really looks like? I don't think it is. I think if you render it at 1080 or at WVGA, then it will be a good representation. So I got to looking for some programs that would take, say 3 clips and combine those without re-rendering them. And that is a possibility, but all the ones I found said that you have to have the same resolution on each one. Well, that doesn't really work. It's kind of, what I want to do. So the only way I'm seeing to do that would be to do 3 separate videos. And I guess that's just the only way you can do it. I mean, I don't know how she would do it. And that's what this video is about. I want to ask anybody out there, can you do this and how it's done without actually rendering a lower quality video in a higher quality setting? Again, I want to use WVGA to render the original video. I want to use 720p to render the 720p video, and then high def 1080p in that way. So that's what I want to do, and obviously if I do that, it's gonna take again three different videos to do that, and I don't think there's any way of combining those that will please YouTube, because YouTube, you would almost have to say, if you were on the WVGA, that the maximum when you were viewing it on YouTube would be WVGA resolution, and then when it switched to 720, then the maximum resolution would go up to 720. And I don't think YouTube works that way. I'm pretty darn sure it doesn't. I think whatever the maximum is what you can view it at. And, even that would make a big difference, I think, on how that works. But I could be wrong. I don't know. I'm not the world's expert on this stuff. And like I say, it works or it doesn't work, or, whatever. So, anyway. So I had, like I said, the Rexing all ready to go, and I was going to do another loop around the city. It's going to go a little different way because I know everybody's getting tired of me going that same exact way every time. You know, they have the new bypass in now that goes from basically O'Brien Street down here around to its original starting point, and that would probably be a good route to take, and then come back through town, you know, like that. So I may do that. I don't know. We'll see. But I'm not going to do that today. For one thing, gas is over $5 a gallon here now, and I'm just not going to get out and waste gas like that. Eventually, I will get that done though when either gas drops down or I get win the lottery. Neither are very likely. So that's that. What else is going on? No more work done on the tape deck, which is sitting right here to my right. And I did put again the tape deck. You saw the tapes in there, and you saw everything works. I was thinking about putting the cables on and just trying it to see if any of the audio works. And I said that would at least give me an indication of what I'm up against on the audio or the electronics of this. The other thing is I had sent a message to the seller of the tapes I bought. I think I mentioned in the last video that there was a delay. They weren't showing up as shipped yet, and I had gotten a message from the seller that they had been taken to the post office, and he said he would investigate when he came back to me. It turns out last night I got another email or a message from him, and he said, yeah, they are in Cincinnati, and sure enough, I looked on the tracking, and that's where they were at. He said the only thing he can figure is the post office missed a few scans, which they would have had to do from Florida, I would think. So anyway, that was last night when I checked it. I haven't checked today to see if there's any further progress. Cincinnati to Indianapolis is a maybe 2-3 hour drive, so you know it probably more closer to 2 hours. So you know it could have gotten to Indianapolis overnight, I'm sure, but sometimes they don't. You know, if they get in there late, they don't get on the truck. So I'll have to check on that later on and see. But I know the mail is running. I didn't get anything in my informed delivery today to say that they were on the truck or whatever. So I'm not going to worry about that too much. And like I said, I'll probably just wait till they come in and then use those because they are stereo tapes. They're pre-recorded tapes. So they should have audio on both channels, and I should have no problem picking that up if the electronics are working on this. That's a mouthful. Bob is, let's see, last I checked Bob, he was taking a nap because he didn't sleep well last night. I guess the trains kept him up last night, and they were working on something, and he said, I think maybe 3 blocks away or something like that. That's about the same as my train are here. So you know, I guess they were making a lot of noise, and he didn't get very good sleep, so he was taking a nap. I don't know what else he's up to, but like I said, that was fairly early, so I haven't heard anything out of him since. So I'll probably text him here before long and see what he's up to. Not really heard from my daughter or anything like that. She did. We've been playing the draw game, draw classic, draw something. I don't know what it's called. Where you draw pictures like Pictionary, kind of like that game, and she's always liked that game a lot. So I've been playing that with her and some of the other members of her family, and so that's been what I've been doing with her. That's the only thing I've heard out of her since then. So don't know how she's feeling. Don't know what's going on there. Again, not much else happening here. Just looking outside to see what was going on. If anything, nothing that I can see anyway. I want to do this one here, but I wanted to take this camera with me last night, and I forgot it. I was going to take it to my daughter's house, and I could have done that while I was out there, but I forgot to pack it, so you know, didn't know. Bill, this kind of here for you, I guess. This is not the real demo that I'm going to be doing for Tuesday's video, but this is letting you see the capability of this Sony HDR CX160. I thought maybe that might help you decide whether your statement on it is right or wrong. But I did check on that quite a bit. I did of course, the the least helpful of all of them was the Sony documentation on it from the manual. It doesn't really mention anything about progressive versus interlaced or anything like that. But I do know that if it says 1080p, that is progressive, and if it says 1080i, that is interlaced. And everything I saw said 1080p, and again, this does do 60 frames as opposed to just doing 30 like most cameras do. So whether it does or not, we'll see, I guess. I don't know. I haven't really even got... only thing I did was set up this to do this recording, and I don't even know what mode it's in or what resolution it's in. I guess I'll find out once I do it. But it may be in 1080 because a lot of people, I think, record that because, you know, that's just the way they record. I don't usually do that. 720 generally works good. That was the other thing. That Rexing video, 720 looked to me, and I admit I don't have the best eyes, but to me it looked just as good as the 1080p, and I thought, you know, why waste the extra memory, especially if I use it on my trip to go see Bob, which that was the whole intent. So, you know, don't know. We'll see. But again, I did want to do that separate video though, because Bill had pointed out you can't compare. It's hard to compare if you've got nothing to compare them to. Well, I know there's no other way of doing it that I can do all three resolutions on one video. I don't think so. I guess that's the only way you can do it. But anywho, that's neither here nor there, as they say. So I don't want to make a long video on this. I have no idea about the battery. I see it's still full. That's one of the things kind of surprising because the Canon I have like this goes through batteries really quick. And it seems like every time I do something like that, I get a little red flashing thing up there, and I don't know what that means. I gotta do more reading on this. Thing's got a lot of features, and it does a lot of stuff. You've already seen the little demo on the zoom capabilities of this camera, and they are spectacular as far as I'm concerned. And so I wish I could have gotten what do you call it, time-lapse type video on the building of the house. You remember the house that across the street over there, across the way, that burnt down or didn't burn down, or they tore it down or whatever? I was going to try to get a time-lapse of them building it. In fact, I was going to go over and talk to them and see if they minded me setting up a camera and tripod and just letting it... I think this... I'm not really sure if it's this camera, but I do have a camera that has a time-lapse feature on it where it does record only, you know, so many seconds at each interval or whatever. And I was going to try something like that, or on a building like that. I thought that would be an interesting thing to see. But they're pretty much up with the studs of it now, the framework. And I don't know whether it's going to have a second floor or not, but at least the first floor is pretty much framed in as far as the studs and things like that. So they didn't work on it today, and I think yesterday it rained. So, but like I said, that would have been interesting to get one like that, and I may try to find somebody that's building a house and see if I can't do that. And I think that would be kind of an interesting thing, but we'll see. It's no big deal. Again, here I am yapping. Of course, this is a yapping video. Yap flapping. How's that? But you know, everything's going hunky-dory, I guess, as far as everything here. I ended up eating pancakes last night for dinner instead of having dinner out, but that was pretty good. I enjoy pancakes every once in a while. I wouldn't like them every day, but you know, once in a while it's not too bad. This morning I had a ham and cheese omelet, and the way I do my omelets, I don't know how you guys do them, but I do one egg at a time, and like I say, I scramble it up, put a little milk in with it, and then put that in the pan, and then I throw in the ham or bacon or whatever I'm putting in it, and let that cook, and then I do the second egg, and I do the same thing with the cheese, throw that in there, and I think they come out pretty good that way. So I had a ham and cheese omelet sandwich the other night. That was good. I haven't had that before, and I made it with mayonnaise and stuff, and it was really good. So I don't know, we'll see. I'm just trying different things. You know, you get tired of eating the same things all the time for, breakfast, lunch, and dinner or whatever. And so, I don't know. We'll see. Like I say, I said that before tonight. One of those days. So I'm going to get off here. I think I've yapped on long enough. And like I say, it's 2:55 now, according to the That's one thing about doing it this way. I can see the time on the monitor right above there, and that's kind of nice. Now, again, I haven't done, one thing I haven't done, I was going to try to move the LED strip that I bought for the monitor in the living room. I'll put that in here because I think it would go in here, it would work out better in here than it did in the living room because it was just too close to me in the living room. Now, this is farther away, and I think and it's adjustable too, it's a dimmable. It has a dimmable control, so I think it would work out really good for that. I may try that and see. And if it works out, it will make some nice light for videos like this where I don't even have to have these on, and that would be nice too. I don't know if this one makes that much of a difference. I don't know. Well, you see now you're getting light in from the window, and that's what this is here from. So I think maybe that is better. Yeah, that's probably better. Now this one here, I don't know. Yeah, that might put a little too much light on everything. I don't know. We'll see. I know it's bright to me because it's right there in my face. But, it is what it is. So, all right, I'm going to get off here as I keep saying I am. I know. I'm starting to be more like Bill all the time, and I hate that. You listening to me, Bill? You hear me? I gotta love old Bill. He's a good guy. So you guys have a great day. Thank you so much for watching, and we will see ya.